I just think it looks better in the middle, but sometimes I do wear like side parts as well. This is kind of how it looks inside. I do that sometimes.
I would like to get to know if it could be what kind of girl.
Welcome back for my 2-year lock update video. I'm gonna just do a little spin so you guys can kind of get a look at the length and the density that my hair has right now. I gotta give it up for myself because I really just genuinely did not know, sometimes didn't think that I would make it to 2 years, let alone 1 year. So definitely happy to be here, you know, happy to be here in this moment. So I definitely want to talk products first. I have been trying this As I Am dry and itchy scalp care. It has olive oil and tea tree oil, which are the same 2 exact oils that I use in my water, which is what I put in this little spray bottle. I fill it up enough to where I know I'm going to like go through it and use it so that the water and the oil just isn't sitting in the bottle. So I would fill it up about halfway. I put a couple drops of extra virgin olive oil and a couple drops of tea tree oil, sometimes peppermint oil, and that's literally it. I was spraying my hair with the water and oil mixture every day. Once I got into about a year and a half, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it probably went from like 1 day to like once every 3 days, every 4 days. Although this specific brand of Rosewater doesn't specify that it can be used on hair, it does say facial and like neck area, but if I'm being honest, I'm just letting you guys know what I use and what works for me. In the morning and before my day, I spray this on my face and hair. And so this is more of a daily spray for me out compared to my oil and water mixture, but I do still get that in as well. I am super consistent and serious about my locks not feeling dry, not looking dry. Like that's the thing for me, because I mean, I want them to stay hydrated just like I want myself to stay hydrated. So, you know, I give that same type of like love and attention and affection to my hair as well. Around the times that I am washing my hair, I do use like leave-in conditioner, the Creme of Nature brand. It smells amazing and it works. It just works well on my hair. But this isn't an everyday use. It isn't even an every week use. The times I do wash my hair, I don't necessarily use conditioner, like creamy conditioner. So I would use this as a leave-in conditioner after washing. And I am going backwards a little bit because I feel like if I'm talking about leave-in conditioner, I should have started off with my shampoo, but I mean, I didn't. So we're going with the flow here. Because I have colored my hair, the auburn, like the orangish color, and then I also have colored it back black, and I do touch-ups for the black because I do have the auburn and blonde hair still coming through sometime once my hair grows out. I use Shea Moisture, and then I have the Strengthen Color Care shampoo. I love this shampoo because it literally, it doesn't feel stripping to my hair. Like after I wash my locks, sometimes I've used shampoos in the past where after I wash my hair, my locks literally feel like so brittle. And it's just like, this like gives my hair that moisture, and it also has, you know, specific ingredients. Like it has rice water, it has different oil extracts in it that are specific to help with like strengthening hair that has gone through like coloring processes and things like that. Go back into the issues and things that I have with dandruff and dry scalp. I've talked about T-gel before in my shampoo or my wash routine video. This again, swear by it, and as you can see, this one is almost gone as well. So that is just a true testament to me actually using this and it working well. What I can say, that issue that I said that I've dealt with some shampoos that cause that stripping like feel in my hair, the T-gel kind of does that, which I think it may do it because it's medicated. It's like a therapeutic medicated shampoo, so it may be in place to strip all the like additional oils and things that may be built up on your scalp that may be triggering like dandruff or you know, if you deal with anything else like psoriasis or anything else. I think it's meant to strip those things so that it can just give you like a clean scalp, clean slate. And with doing that, it can also be stripping to your hair. So what I can say, and I can offer this advice because this is kind of what I do. When I do wash with the tea gel, I focus that more on my roots. So I like to lather my roots more with the tea gel. And then like as far as my strands, like when I'm coming down my locks, I'll use either the color strengthening shampoo or this shampoo right here, which I feel like is a hidden gem that I found. Super affordable. I love it. I use it for my daughter who also has locks as well. It is Avocado Cilantro shampoo, 100% vegan, sulfate free. And this is how it looks, guys, up close. You see this in your local hair stores. Try it out. And if you love it, yeah, don't say I didn't tell you so. So as far as products, that's literally it. I started my locks September 2020. Between that time and now, I've tried 3 locticians, and I've probably gotten my hair retwist professionally maybe 6 times. So, and that's within a 2-year span. So outside of that, I have self-maintained my own hair. Within the last year of having my locks, I haven't went to a professional. So it's a part of the process for me. It's just knowing how to treat my own hair, how to take care of my own hair. Just I think how the state of the world that COVID had put us in, and not even to get deep or off topic, I think during that time it definitely made me want to be more self-sufficient when it comes to things that I can be. So learning how to do and maintain my own locks is a thing that I've come to a very good place at. It's up to whatever you want to do. If you find a loctician and you and this loctician, like y'all are locked in and you like the way they do your hair, you like the way it feels, everything works for you, stick with it. I definitely will say try to stick with one loctician if you can. Like if you find someone, but I mean, if you don't like them and you kind of just trying to get a feel of, because that's the reason why I went through 3, because I was kind of trying to get a feel. And then when I found the one I did like, I definitely didn't have a problem continuing to go to her, which I was doing. I started my locks with 2-strand twists. It was a big thing for me trying to decide if coils was going to be better, if it was going to be 2-strand twists, whatever the case may be. But those were my 2 options that I came down to. I will say though, starting with 2-strand twists, you definitely want to keep in mind that depending on like your hair texture and things like that, the pattern of the 2-strand twist may take a certain amount of time to go away than it would versus coils. Coils are kind of already have the pattern of how locks kind of look at a more mature phase. So I would say where I'm at now, I don't necessarily see any of the 2-strand twists left at all, but I can say at the end of some of my locks, like they will be like super frizzier, like you see, and then towards the top, it'll be a little bit more uniform. Definitely do your research, you know, go through and look at pictures of locks when they're going through the motions with 2-strand twists and also with coils. I retwist my hair probably every 6 to 8 weeks, okay? But within that time frame, I wash my hair every 3 to 4 weeks. When those beginning stages, those like first 3 months, those first 6 months, those 3-4 weeks after that retwist, you're like, oh my God, I gotta get to somebody's chair because my hair look crazy. And it's all a process, you know, like I can't even sit up here and be like, oh, well, don't stress out about it, because I was one of those. At first, I know I needed patience, right? So I'm like, every 3 weeks, I don't want to be getting a retwist because I don't want to be prone to thinning, or I don't want to like develop the mentality that when you can't see my scalp or my parts just super out there, that my hair, I need to go get my hair done, or my hair isn't considered done or presentable if I don't have a super neat retwist at the moment. Learn to embrace the in-betweens of your retwist, the in-betweens of the quote-unquote like neat look. I'm not saying nothing tops the feel or nothing tops how you feel with a fresh retwist, but what I'm saying is this is how my hair is a lot of the times. If I'm being honest, I probably get retwists when I know like I have an event coming up, or if I want my hair in a specific style for something. But no, you can't choose aesthetics over like health or the strength of your hair, you know. So you kind of you got to prioritize roots fluffy and frizzy and locks frizzy, but moisturized and happy. And I'm happy. I believe when I first started, I had 100 locks, like right at 100. It was crazy. I've always had like an even number, but throughout the time from 2 years ago till now, I have combined locks. So if I am being 100% honest, I do not know how many locks I have right now. I would say between like 80, like late 80s, maybe like between 86 or 88 and 94 or 96. I've combined quite a few just throughout the process. Ones that I've seen that were developing a little bit more thinner than the other ones, or ones that felt like that they would eventually start getting thinner. It was a couple like around my edges. I know over time I've combined. So I honestly don't know. For like the first year and a half, even when I would get like a retwist or my hair would be wet, my hair would like float. Like my locks were so light, although they were thicker than they are now to me. Like they're more mature. So like they look a little bit more, I don't want to say thinner. I feel like using the term thin when you're referencing locks just does not sound good. But my locks have gotten smaller to me and compared to how they were when I was going through like the budding phase. So like, you know, like 6-8 months in, a year in, when my hair was like just visibly budding, and when I was going through the super frizzy stage, my hair to me just was like almost fro looking. I used to love it though. So, but it would be light. Now my hair is like, I can feel it being heavier even when it's not wet. Like my hair is like more heavier, and it kind of like lays differently than of course it did when I was maturing. So I can say that those are one of the things that I have noticed. I also can say prior to having locks, I was never like I don't say I wasn't. I did used to wear middle parts, but I was more of a like, I love like a deep side part of va va boom type situation. Now with locks, I don't know if it's because my hair kind of grows at like an angle, like I just think it looks better in the middle, but sometimes I do wear like side parts as well. Just kind of how it looks inside. I do that sometimes. Moving forward, I just am going to continue with being consistent with my routines, listening to my hair, keeping them moisturized, keeping them just like feeling healthy, showing them love. When I first started my journey, my specific reasoning for locking my hair just came with a lot of things I was dealing with at the time. Again, I started my hair in 2020. Of course, that was when the pandemic, we were first getting like deep into it. I was battling and struggling a lot mentally during those times, and that was around the time I decided to lock my hair. And at the time, I locked my hair because I wanted to focus more on strengthening my mind, my mental, getting more consistent with my self-care, and not feeling pressured to maintain my hair with a certain look. Then it turned into my babies. When I first started my locks, my starter locks were like symbolic for where I was at the time in my own self-care journey. And when I say self-care, I don't just mean like coming up with skincare. I mean self-care, like I started therapy around that time. I started working out 3 times a week. Like my hair at the time when they were smaller and they weren't mature yet, that was kind of like symbolic for the place I was at in my self-care journey. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't mature yet. I didn't get it solidified. I kind of didn't know where I was going with it. I kind of didn't know what I needed to do to feed my soul, to feed myself internally, to continue to like keep going and to keep progressing. And so my locks were kind of like symbolic for that. So then as they began maturing and getting longer, it's like, okay, I know that this product works for me. I know that this product works for my hair. I know that this routine works for my hair. I know to be consistent in this aspect of my hair. And then I was kind of doing the same thing with everything else, like being consistent with, meditating and being consistent with meditating and praying during these times, and this amount of time, and being consistent with my workout routines, and being consistent with different products I'm using on my skin and different things I'm eating. Like, consistency with what I was doing to my body on the inside and outside was aligning with consistency of where my locks were going. So my lock journey became more of I'm more passionate about it because it's deeper. It was deeper than wanting to start locks. But like I tell everyone, let your lock journey be your own. If your lock journey does not have to be symbolic for something deep, or it doesn't have to be linked to overcoming certain traumas. It doesn't. Like, and I don't like when people feel pressured to do that. There are people who start locks because they live a busy lifestyle and they want to have a lower maintenance hairstyle. There are people who start locks because they dealt with breakage a lot and they want to see if locks will give them, an opportunity for their natural hair to thrive without having to deal with breakage. There are people who start their locks because they like the way locks look and they want to look like that with locks. Let your lock journey be that. If your lock journey is focused on, or if your lock journey is more inspired by a look or the aesthetics of locks, okay. If your lock journey is linked to a journey that you're going to, and you can make it coincide with a lock journey, do that. But whatever you do, let it be your reason. Don't force it, because you're going to be the one that's going to have to maintain them, that's going to learn to love them and treat them how they need to be treated. So that's on yourself. So you come up with your own lock journey. You let it be true to yourself, true to what you're going through, and you be consistent. Like, that's literally all I can give. I feel like, don't let your lock journey be something or a part of or aspect of your life that gives you anxiety or that makes you feel pressured or anything, because they're literally supposed to do the opposite. And I feel like I'm here. I covered it. Again, good vibrations, and we're gonna make it through it. And that's all, guys. Thank you so much for rocking this video out with me. Thank you so much for any love and support. For those of you, if this is your first time watching, or if it's your first time visiting my channel, make sure you do like, comment, and subscribe. I am always open to any suggestions, any questions, anything that you need me to get more in depth about. I will make sure to include the names of all the products that I did show at the beginning of the video. And, take care of yourselves. And that's all, guys. Bye.
I'm talking